Hi everybody, BMeister22 here. Hey, today we are going to look at the Shuttle Expedition. That's right, not the Shuttle Adventure, that's the old space shuttle. But today we're going to look at the Expedition. And this is set number 10231. And the Shuttle Adventure is set number 10213. Now first off, if you've seen my previous review on the LEGO Space Shuttle, that was on the Space Shuttle Adventure. The set's a couple years old and they don't make it anymore. And it had some problems, and I pointed some of the problems out in my review, and there were several more problems that I didn't even bother getting at. You know, there was a lot of problems with that set. There were so many problems, in fact, that LEGO actually understood there were problems, and they redesigned the set. Now the big question is, did they fix enough of those problems? Did they redesign it good enough? That's the question. That's what we're going to look at today. At first glance, these space shuttles look almost identical. And right here, one of them looks a little bit taller than the others. And that's just a difference in how the rockets are mounted on here. They are about the same size. The newer one, the Expedition, looks taller, but it's not. That's just how it fits there in its launch pad. Now, one of the important things that they fixed on the Expedition over the Adventure is the way the solid rocket boosters mount to the fuel tank. You see, there's now a rail system there. That helps the solid rocket boosters hold on to the tank without coming apart. So that rail system really helps hold it on. It's much sturdier now when it comes to the fuel tank and the solid rocket boosters. Now, something else they definitely addressed on the new Expedition is the way the rear landing gear comes down. It is now much solider and sturdier than on the Adventure. If you remember from my other video, the Adventure had a tendency when popping the landing gear down, things would come apart. And in fact, well, putting the landing gear down just for this, I had some pieces fall off it. That's just how the old landing gear was. The new landing gear is much more stable, it's sturdier, it's much better design. In the front landing gear here, it's not as bad as it was on the Adventure, but it's still a little tight. It's not as loose as I'd like it to be. It's still, you gotta work at it a little bit to raise it up and down. Now looking side by side at the rear rockets, they've did a much better job installing them on the new model than they did on the old one, which, you know, pieces are just falling off. I can't even find that centerpiece now. It fell down behind the thing here. So, yeah, they did a much better job with the rockets in the rear. This is how they're held on, and it's a much better way to install them than how they previously had them. Oops, things are falling off. Now, another big problem with the Adventure was the bay doors. The hinges on the bay doors did not want to work. They kept coming apart, as you can see right here. The hinges kept coming apart. Oops. The bay door was horrible. Well, let's see if they fixed it on the Expedition. Okay, at first glance, well, we can see that there's still that little gap up on the top of the doors. We had that problem with the older version. Now, the new version, there's still a gap. And it's basically the same style door. A bunch of little pieces put together, and it kind of gives it this flimsy look. Here's the old one, and here's the new one. The hinges are definitely quite a bit better. So you can actually open and close the door. Now, I had some problems with this. Where closing it, it was hanging up here on the back. And, yeah, right there. The door, okay, here's hanging up on the front. So yeah, they haven't fixed all the problems with the bay doors. The hinges actually work, but the bay door itself, let's look at it closely, it's still pretty shoddy. It has those little pieces. They want to come apart. So yeah, we'll say they fixed the hinges on the bay door, but they did not fix the bay doors themselves. They should have used bigger pieces instead of a bunch of smaller pieces, and it would have been much better. All right, so that was my really quick on the surface side-by-side comparison between the former Space Shuttle, which was the Space Shuttle Adventure, and the new Space Shuttle, which is the new and improved Space Shuttle Expedition. Is it new and improved? Yes. Is it as new and as improved as it should be? Well, no, it's not. Hey, leave your comments in the comment section. If you need to, go and check my review on this previous Space Shuttle and the Adventure here, and you can say, hey, you know, maybe I'm full of it. Maybe the problems aren't as big as I say they are. But hey, they were big enough for LEGO to redesign it. I just wish they would have did a little better job. All right, I look forward to reading your comments, and as always, thanks for watching.
Beameister 22, the most dangerous man on YouTube.